You got more sugar? Let me get it off of you. Just kidding. Give me a kiss. Kiss.
So now we're gonna make our tiramisu mixture. So this is gonna happen in a couple parts, much like the ladyfingers. But there's two ways you can do this part. So what you have here is a double boiler. So we have water in here. The reason why is I have to cook my egg yolks because you don't want to eat raw eggs.
No.
Take your egg yolks, you're gonna put it into your double boiler here, and your sugar, and this is where Grace comes in. This, you need to constantly mix because this is gonna get warm. You wanna get it to 110 degrees.
Okay.
While you're doing that, you wanna brew some coffee.
Espresso.
This is where everyone thinks that you need to have espresso. You don't have to have espresso.
My father used
Okay.
espresso.
There's different coffees you can use. If you want to use a hazelnut coffee, use a hazelnut coffee if that's the flavor you want. And we'll just check our temperature. There you go. We're at 127, which is fine. So we're gonna throw this in the refrigerator. The traditional tiramisu is you're gonna use a Marsala in it, and you're also going to use a coffee liquor. You can use Kahlua. Kahlua is a really nice flavor with it. It's a little bit stronger. This is just your standard type of Marsala. Marsala is going to go in regardless. If you don't want to use the coffee and you want to change it up, that's fine. If you want to go for like a hazelnut or you want to do something different with your coffee profile, you can. You can also do, which I've done this before, which is actually really cool.
Different.
An Irish coffee, and I used that for my soak, and it went over really good. It was for a certain event.
But
this is the traditional
way is this way. I'm a traditional girl.
I understand.
I like tradition.
So the Marsala you're going to use regardless. The flavor profile comes to which liquor you want to use. So you're going to use your coffee, which we use espresso here, very strong, and we mix this with our coffee liquor. So this is going to be our soak. This is important because this is the big flavor profile. The Marsala is going to go in to our mixture.
And I think once you get the recipe down pat, then you have room to play. And then always mascarpone cheese because that just is, you know, you have to use the finer ingredients to make it work.
There's nothing like heavy cream, the taste of heavy cream. This is heavy whipping cream. The good thing about this, it'll stand up better when you use it and it still has that heavy cream flavor. Or you can use just straight heavy cream. 40% butterfat is what you want to go for because when you whip it up, it'll hold up. Mascarpone into the bowl.
Fold it in. Mascarpone cheese.
So we're going to soften up our mascarpone. All right, so the heavy cream, 1.5 quarts. So what we're doing here is we're softening up our mascarpone. So when we add the sugar, the yolks, it'll be nice and smooth and we don't get any lumps.
And then this is a quart measure, so you want another half a quart, so that's halfway up, 2 lines up. I know that because I'm a baker's daughter. All right, so half a quart up to the second line. Perfecto. Look at that, Joe. Perfect. Just like me. Not everyone is going to be as lucky as you to have a helper in the kitchen making this.
Nope.
Just saying. Okay.
So Grace is, we're gonna cool off our egg yolks and our sugar that we cooked so nobody gets sick. So it got hot enough, and now we're being impatient. And we're gonna
Because I
cool them
am
off.
impatient.
You wanna lick this?
No, not with eggs.
So now we're gonna whip this up. This is gonna cool off nice, and then we're gonna add our cheese. Well, and our liquor, yes.
Almost to the good part. Beautiful lady fingers.
Let's
All right.
let's get them off
Turn
the
them
paper.
upside
Yeah,
down?
nice and easy. Don't break them.
Some of them definitely come off easier than others. See that one clean? The ones that are bigger, just that smidge more of cooking makes a difference.
This is your flavor right here. This is all your flavor for your tiramisu is going to be in your soak. So now you can see this was our cooked eggs and our sugar. You see how it's whipping up similar to how the ladyfingers were before? I'm going to start our heavy cream. I'm going to add a cup of granulated sugar to our heavy cream. Sweeten it up a little bit.
Sugar does make everything better.
This is cooling down nicely. We're going to take our liquor. This is our Marsala and a little bit of coffee liquor. I'm going to whip this in. Hey, you smell that? Little masala.
Yeah, I can smell it. It smells like good memories. It's funny how like scents are nostalgic and it brings you back to my dad and the bakery and things like that. All right, all your cookies are off the sheet. But you can see that definitely when the cookies are smaller and cleaner, they come off a lot easier.
If you've left them in longer.
Yeah, I guess you were right with 2 minutes. Here, let's just see how it tastes. Like half each.
Yeah, it's gonna get sugar all over.
It's good.
They're good. They're chewy,
Yep.
right? They're good. So we're gonna add our mascarpone in with the sugar and the egg yolks and the liquor that we cooked before. We want to now we're gonna mix this nice and slow in the beginning, and this is gonna combine the cheese and the egg yolks and the sugar, and then we want this. We really want to whip this, and we want to almost double the volume in here.
So when you put it on higher, that's when it starts to increase.
And over here, again, I'm just doing it to save time with the two mixers, is we got our whipped cream going. So we want our whipped cream nice and stiff, and then we're gonna fold 2 of these together. Ideally, you wanna make your tiramisu the day before. If you can't, it's not a big deal. If you make it like the morning of when you wanna have it, it'll be good because you want the liquor to absorb into the cookies and kind of blend everything together as it sits.
I think that tiramisu is a good dessert because you can plan ahead, and I actually think if you're having company, this is something to get out of the way, and it tastes better when it sits a day or two.
So you want to make your coffee the day before as well, or a couple hours before, and chill it. Don't add ice to it. Don't water it down. But get whatever kind of coffee you like. Make sure it's nice and cold. This is important because it'll make your lady fingers fall apart, and you won't get that real like blend of the tiramisu when it sits. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that sugar mixture, mascarpone, and we're going to add it to our whipped cream.
So see how nice that batter is?
It's nice and smooth. It's creamy. There's no lumps. It doesn't take, whatever's in there is going to just fall apart. It's like buttery smooth right now. See that?
You did good, Joe. We did good.
We're going to add this to our whipped cream. Now, we can add this in parts. It doesn't have to all go in once. But the key here is as you mix, when you mix this together, you want to make sure you go slow. You don't want to whip this up in the beginning because you don't want to break down your heavy cream. Now, there is different things you can do. You can put in like a powdered gelatin to this. It'll make it stand up. I mean, I guess if you want to use different type of mold or you want it to stand free, like you want to put it in like the sides and take the sides off.
If you want to be fancy.
I don't think it's necessary.
I like it a little more creamy, so I like the cup version or the tray version because it's just more, I don't know, creamy.
So we'll add the rest.
And the good thing about tiramisu is if you have it left over, it could sit in the refrigerator and you could probably eat it up to like a week later.
Yeah, it's kind of like the older it gets, the better it gets.
Right. So when you're planning it, you get this out of the way and your dessert is done for your dinner party because you could concentrate on other things.
All right, so here we're not looking to build volume out of this. We're looking just to blend our mixture here. Normally, the tiramisu is in 3 layers. So you're going to do a layer of cookies on the bottom. You're going to do the cream. You're going to do the cookies, and you're going to do the cream. I don't do it like that. I do a little bit different. And I'm going to show you. So now we're just blending this. I'll kick the speed up. That'll kick everything out of the middle.
Wow, that came really nice.
And as you can see,
perfect. The right
velvety smooth.
consistency.
Look at that. That's cool, right?
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Taste?
Very good. And it's not even done. So why don't you guys click over here if you want to see more of our videos.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave us the comments below. Tell us what you think and tell us what you want us to make next.
Yeah, I could do a little cooking.
Tell us what you want us to make next.